All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is December 14th, 2023, getting closer to Christmas time. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking, here on the DYOR Media Network. It's going to be another good show today. It is Thirsty Thursday, and that usually means, yes, that's right, I'm just having a little tea. That's all.
Little tea.
No, there's no bourbon in this. I know what you people are thinking. Still early, I have Christmas parties later to go to, so taking it easy. But thanks to Pedro opening up, we're trying to change up the format a little bit to keep people interested a little bit longer. And then come into and listen to us ramble on with guests. We had some good guests this week. We had Colia Carrington of the Canadian Blockchain Consortium giving her opinion on things and talking about how she's helping Alberta and working with Texas get around some energy policy issues that the Canadian and the U.S. federal governments are squishing onto the states and provinces. And then the day before that, we had Simon Raven on talking about power. And the whole billion-dollar industry of power generation that's just behind the Bitcoin mining industry, or I should say proof-of-work mining industry, and how that market isn't just sucking dinosaur fuel out of the ground, but how it's recapturing waste energy elsewhere and is actually turning out will soon be net zero and actually reducing carbon from the atmosphere, which is amazing. Amazing. So we've had a good week. So today, Pedro and I are just going to turn it around and put a little effort into telling you about the markets and the news. And of course, we start out the news day with the ledger hack. I mean,
which is crazy.
Well, what I didn't know, and if any of you have any info, and you guys watching have any info on this, I didn't realize that a ledger library, and apparently it's not open source, and so from what I can tell, is Ledger had their software distribution system compromised. Someone was stupid with their keys to the system, or their not crypto keys, but their credentials. And governments around the world that are not crypto friendly, namely the North Korea, Iran, Russia, who go about their business trying to steal crypto. They actively seek to inject malicious code into software companies' development. Last year we saw that, or 2 years ago, the big software company, one of their major customers was the U.S. government and Microsoft. I can't remember what it was called. But they were this huge security vendor, and then when it turned out they barely had any security of their own, and attackers were able to just get into their company network and replace their distribution automatic update code with their own. It's just hacked everyone's systems. This happened apparently with the whole Connect Wallet Connect library. I got to use the right terms. Not Wallet Connect, but the Connect to JavaScript library or JSON code, whatever the hell it is. If anyone knows anything about that, you guys, let's talk about that. We'll talk more about security in the show and other types of things. As soon as I don't know about you guys, but I have the biggest shine on my face today. There we go. I got to spread the grease around.
Hey man, that's what keeps you looking young and pretty, man.
Well, what I learned, last night, Mrs. Striking and I went to a Christmas party at one of the hotels here in Ottawa, and it's the main one here in Ottawa, the Chateau, and it's a big deal. It's all they invite all the people that rent their rooms, their clients, and all that. And Mrs. Striking is in the events business partially, so she gets invited to it. And the people across the street here, the hotel's right over here. People across the street for me are the CTV, Canadian television people, and they all go to this event. And they go to it in between when they're on the air in the evening, because it was not a late night thing. It was like a 4 to 8 type thing. And they come in and out, and they still have their show makeup on. And their earpieces hanging off their thing, and they come in and they talk to people for a little bit, then they go back and take care of their news segments and other people. But their makeup is so caked on. You see them, and you're like, oh, hey, because I know a couple of them. And I'm like, hey, and you're like, oh, what? You look like Weekend at Bernie's, like a cadaver, or you look like Joe Biden or something. and I'm like, oh, and it's like, yeah, the show, we have to leave the show makeup on so we can go back on the air. It's like, oh, it's bad. And they're like, yeah, it's bad, all right. But it looks okay on the air. And I'm like, yeah, nah, it's all right. I'm on the air all the time. Doesn't really matter. Then I'd see myself today, and I'm like, it's a shiny billboard.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Anyway, that was my side tangent of the morning. We're gonna talk more about we'll talk more about security and stuff like that later. We talk about the old adage, not your keys, not your crypto stuff. And apparently, even I guess you can say if it's not your software, it's good to watch out for it. But anyway, Pedro, once we shift over into the markets here today and get a little bit more detail on what is going on.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see what's actually going on with BTC. The market, like I said over in the intro, that we had a nice little rally off of yesterday news, and then nice good sell off, and then now it's reversing and coming back pretty strong. We're seeing good volume coming in on the intraday on BTC. So I love these type of things, because the biggest key is this shows me that people are really in there. Every time we do see a good sell off, right, or decent sell off, people buy it back, and that's a good sign that basically said there's defense at this level. So this is why I'm saying we're probably going to go up from here into these higher levels here. And additionally to that, also to bring up Ethereum, I saw Vitalik talking about just some of the stuff with wallets, and it was really interesting. And sure enough, man, I mean, this is showing some real strength. We can see here we came down into these lower levels of that 2100, 2200 mark. And what's nice about it is we're kind of at that center point right now with Ethereum, where this is really interesting for me, because the peak I believe was at 5,000. I believe is what I think. Now I'm forgetting exactly. Yeah, it was 4,800 was the peak. So we're kind of at the halfway mark here with it, where it's sitting at 24, 2,300. And I was expecting to see a little bit more of a sell-off here coming down to these lower periods. But the reality is we're seeing people stepping in and buying Ethereum at the 2,100. So that's a good sign, a bullish sign, saying, hey, you know what? We potentially could be coming back up to the 29 and 2,700 mark here with Ethereum. And last time, I know I did this last minute last time, but I've been paying attention because I've been trying to think to myself. Now, I get that they are a central exchange. They are not a DeFi exchange. But to bring people on, Crow has been one of the ones that have honestly, I would not have thought that they were going to be the one to hang out and stand the test of time here. But they are.
Wow.
They look at them. I mean,
what kind of run is that from Crow, from down here all the way to where we are now?
Yeah, so that looks like it's about 4 cents. They're sitting at 10 cents, so that's a double. What's not bad. And look, I've been looking at these guys for a minute, and just to let you guys know, just disclose everything. I do buy Crow, so I'm not giving financial advice, but I do have to let you guys know that I do look at it. But this is just one of the exchanges that I've been buying into, just simply because it's cheap. You get $10, $20, $30, $100 a week. Typically isn't that much, throwing it in if you can. And so I've been paying attention to this. And one of the biggest things that shocked me, though, was really this period right here, that we didn't break through this 20 period moving average. And we're actually holding tight on that. I was hoping that this goes down a little bit more so I can pick it up again at around 5 cents. That's my real hope. Hopefully that does happen. Ka-ching! What up, King? And then and I'll save the meme coins for later. But just to throw it out, Mr. Beast, aka Bitcoin. I was shocked. Shocked that we actually fell pretty good. I mean, it actually went up with the Fed speaking yesterday. And that kind of blew me away. I was kind of sitting there going that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know. Me too. It's like the Fed's announcements are now political theater instead of. I kind of liked it the old days when they didn't get on the podium. They just did what they had to do, and now they
like celebrities.
They turned it into BS. And I don't like that at all. Well, which chart you got up there?
Yeah, this is actually the $2 or the 2-year yield. And so this here, we did bounce off the 400 period moving average, which is typically the weekly 89 to 100, it's a little bit further down. But it's really interesting that we did see the 2-year off off of the Fed statement. It was really interesting to see the sell-off of the yields, which, because they did talk about how they wanted to start lowering rates, and so in preparation, all of a sudden people start getting out of the 2-year yield, I'll just cruise through it. Like the 1-year yield, you can see sold off, 5-year yield again sell off, 10-year wasn't as big as a sell-off that I was expecting, right? It wasn't that bad. So these are things that people are prepping right now in the actual chart. Because remember, these are futures. So if you're in there and you're trading it, these are big moves. These are really, really big moves in relationship to futures and the futures market. And so this big, huge sell was a pretty big indication of most likely the Feds are going to drop it throughout the new year. But we'll see what happens. And now, I mean, and just to point out again, like if we look at the yield for the 30-year, which is 4.06 versus the 1-year, which is 4.67, it's still blowing me away. I don't understand why. I would have thought that there would again been a nice little balance between the two, but it's just weird. So either way, the world is still weird in that, but it is, like the 10-year here, the 10-year
got a little flag here. Look at me drawing on it now. I got a new
Yeah.
tool.
I love it. No, yeah, this is a 10-year mark here. It actually is holding steady pretty hard, our 10-year. And now this is showing me some semblance of reality, what should be, okay? The 10-year yield basically is running about, wait, is this 10-year yield? No. I'm sorry. Forgive me, my people. Give me a second. Oh my goodness, you're sitting there. This is, okay, I was like, yeah, that's not correct. That's weird. I was like, here we go. I was like, that's just weird. All right. Okay. I was like, wait, that does not look correct. Yeah. So the yield, okay, this is more real to me. All right. So again, you have 3.9 on the 10-year, and yet your 1-year yield is a lot higher. And again, it's just crazy. I don't understand why they want to do things like this, but however it be, that's just how it is. 1 year sitting at 4.6. You have 10 years sitting at 3.9. It should be the opposite. That should not be what is going on, but it is. So hey,
Well, it's all demand based. If someone's going to pay for it, doesn't want to pay for it, the price of it will go up so they can get a better yield.
Yep, pretty much.
Who knows?
A friend of mine who trades. Go ahead.
I said, who knows? It's that market. As soon as you try and follow it and you say, man, I think I got a handle on this, then you're like, nope, no, I don't.
Oh, yeah. It likes to play with people's emotions quite a bit. Like there's the old song, quit playing games with my... Yeah, it's the market for you. Actually, hopefully they didn't demonetize this now for me singing my... Well,
why'd we get demonetized? Bad singing.
Bad singing. Wah, wah, wah. Anyways, yeah, but one thing I do like about the markets here is that we are seeing a move. And this has been either you have a Santa Claus rally in the markets, or you typically see just a doldrum of just sideways action in the market. So it's been pretty nice to actually see some good running up in the market, as you guys can see here with the S&P 500. And I got to change this month.
I guess that's a good question. We might as well talk about that. I don't know how many shows we're going to do between now and Christmas, or in fact New Year's. But what do you think's what typically happens then? Is it because the volume drops off because so many people are on vacation?
Pretty much, yeah. So what happens, it just kind of sets. So it already is kind of looking like they're going to put in a nice little Christmas rally. I mean, here's the end of November right here. So you can see how we popped up. And we're starting to rally here. Now, what's interesting is that this peak is sitting right here at that 4,000 mark. So are they going to try to put in and this would be shocking, an all-time high here at the beginning of the year? Like you can see, here's the high, which sits up at 4,800, and this is the S&P futures. So you can see here, and we're literally a hop, skip, and a jump away, which is basically 40 points away from an all-time high here. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they continue this and put in the all-time high. We could see that even today. It did try to. You can see here that it did try to get up to that high. Where is it at? There it is. It did try to get up there today, but it's kind of hit some sellers there. So typically during December, either they'll start to put it they'll buy a ton here and then just let it run up into December, and what happens is they go away for a vacation, Martha. Like Martha Vineyard. Why can I say it?
Martha's Vineyard.
Vineyard. Thank you, Martha's Vineyard.
Go hang out with
Sometimes
Obama.
yeah, go hang out with Obama and his new movie, Creepy. Anyways, for another time. I don't know if, do you know what I'm talking about? The new movie that they came out with on Netflix?
No.
Oh man, you're talking. It's like the end of the world type of thing, or the end of America, dude. It is creepy as
Great.
Oh, dude, it's all these people are like saying, "Oh, they're what do they call that? Predicting what's going to happen, and they're letting us know." And I'm like, I just think it's smart because everybody right now is like literally hyper scared of like things falling apart, and they just happen to come out with that movie of America falling apart. And now, anyways, I just think it was probably just
Carmen
smart.
says totally watch that movie. Well, is it thumbs up or thumbs down?
Dude, I don't know.
Anyway,
man.
Mr. Kaching says, what are your opinions on the Cosmos ecosystem and the ability to build blockchains in Cosmos? Interchains? That's a question beyond my knowledge base.
I can't say I know much about that, but what I can say is when I look at the chart here, let me pull them up here real quick. It's been a minute since I've looked at them, so we can look at them here right now. Good old Cosmo. Here we are. Check chain, and we have. All right. Oh wow! It literally hit my zone to a T. All right. Well, that's actually a good sign though. So it did respect higher time frame SMAs, or excuse me, higher time frame demand zones that you guys can see here. We hit that weekly and that monthly zone. So it came right down into it, and we started to see a good little bounce off of it. Here it looks like it's about even here for the year. So here's January. So they are definitely positive. It looks like about 50%, 40% of where they started last year. So it's not bad. They came down into this demand zone here, and we're seeing a nice little rally here. The only issue, as you guys can see, and I bring this up, is the monthly, is that 50 period moving average sitting here with a small wick on the beginning of this month. I could see a decent sell-off to come back down to the $7 mark, and then see it potentially come back test this $6 mark, 650 area. But it looks like it's doing pretty good, and the biggest key is their defense as it's selling off. And honestly, it looks like every time we start to see a sell-off, there are demand wakes as that is pushing it up. So that's a good sign that there are definitely holders in this, and there are definitely buyers who want to see it higher. We could see a nice little Christmas rally potentially. Honestly, that $15 mark here. I have a bag of Cosmo. Yeah, so Cosmo, man, we could see it rally up to that 15.80 mark area-ish here. Then a nice little come back down and then pick up. Dollar cost averaging down into that $6-ish area is a nice little area here. Man, it literally, I'm just always amazed how I'm kind of feeling off myself. Man, it just tapped it and then exploded. So that's a nice little area here. Here's the key though. If we get up to this point, okay, and we do not see it sell off.
Okay.
Okay.
I did it twice. Here. Oh my, I don't have my camera right here. And then a couple of days ago, hit that line.
Yeah, so this is the demand. So yeah, so it actually hit it 3 times. And every time we did, we've been putting in, so we hit it, we put a high. Okay. Now we've come down into this level. Now this is really important as we come to. If we do not put in a higher high here, okay, and hit that zone here and we sell off, the next possible place that it's probably going to come down to is that the 368 area. So it's $3.68 to the $3.28. I don't think, I mean, unless we see a huge sell-off within Bitcoin, I don't think we'd come down to that $1.47. But my biggest key is this: is you can dollar cost average into these areas here, because when you look at Cosmo overall, you're talking that's a $44 rally there that thing can get up to in the next bull run, and sitting at a $11 mark right now. That's a 4x right there, with a big little push that you could get. So as a small bag or a big bag, be smart. Make sure you're dollar cost averaging if you're looking to be getting into this. My buyer points would probably be that $8 mark, as well as that coming back down to that $6 mark. But this is key. We've got to get above this high right here to put in a higher high. And I would like to see it tap that $20 supply zone that we have sitting here, because there's a lot of sellers here, which actually push this down. You can see we've tried to tap it. But its saving grace is that we did not put in a lower low from here to here. So that's why I think we should see it come back up to this level, which is that $20, $18 area. Pretty much. APT? All right, let me check. Oh, that was you. You want me to check out APT?
Yeah, check out APT.
APT. Here we are. Alrighty. Let me put some of my stuff in here real quick. Yo, you know what show I went on to yesterday? She just went live.
Who?
That was a couple days ago. It was Crypto Deb. Is that her name?
Yep.
Yeah, I jumped on her show, or not jumped on her show, but I popped in. I was like, yo, what's up? I just checked on. She's still kind of struggling with her health and a lot of stuff that's kind of, but she, she's getting better, and she's learning how to deal with her own. There we go. Boom. So it was actually just popped in there and said, what's up? Thought hopefully she's doing well, but I was shocked. She got rid of all of her stuff that she had going on with
yeah, she had some stuff going on, all right. But yeah, good for her, fixing herself up and being, sometimes it requires you to be a little selfish to get your own life in order. I know that.
Yeah, it was good for her. It was good. I was kind of proud of her. Just getting her stuff together. Like I said, she was a decent chartist. She had some pictures of herself up there, and I was like, you don't need this you're okay. I mean, you're not amazing, but you're not bad. I was like, you do decent on your chart analysis. She just, needs a little work, but we all do. We all need growth. All right, so looking at this, we can sit there and see that we definitely found some buyers sitting right here. We are sitting at that 50-period weekly moving average, which is acting as resistance. You can see this as it's running. And then that daily, though, every time we do see a nice little sell-off, we are seeing buyers step in. So it's very much is kind of setting up here. We'd had a big buyer. So I don't know if APT had news here or a release of something. We saw a decent amount of volume coming in as we're
yeah,
moving
they
up.
had an announcement with Microsoft. I think that was this green volume over here.
Right here?
Yeah, like they had some actual news thing with Microsoft that I saw, and I'm like, wait, that must mean they're an actual real organization.
Okay. And then, but from a charting standpoint, we are starting to play off of that weekly 8-period moving average, as you see here. So you can, anytime you see a nice little sell off to this area here, it'd be something to be looking to be getting in on. If you're looking at dollar cost average, that right there would be a decent play. We could see a rally up to here, which is that $11 to $10 mark area, and then the next spot is going to be this 16. So I'll mark these out here real quick. Give me one moment.
I'll help Pedro out here. Just like here we go. There. Just.
I think I can do that too on this. Like, you can. They have the drawing on your computer stuff, but where are we at? Let's give my week.
Yeah, I just my studio software. They said, oh, we fixed our whiteboard thing, you can use it again, because I used it a long time ago and it didn't work that well. Now it works great. I don't know if you noticed, but I drew a mustache on you earlier and you didn't even notice.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Big curly.
Big. If there was a while where I was actually trying to sport a mustache. Dude, I have a very strong jawline, and so the mustache just doesn't look good. It looks a little creepy, as my friend says. He goes,
just starts looking like a porn stash.
Yeah, like really weird stuff. So you just need to shave it. They're gonna make little children cry. Okay, you need to just get moving along. I was like, dang,
make little children cry. When they see you on the street, the police just come arrest you. Like, no, get away from schools. You're too close to a school, or you didn't register, did you? That mustache is
the mustache gotta go, dude. So I was trying to sport it, but it don't work. But I do a nice little chin strap, a nice little goatee chin strap going on. That's what they do. That's what they call. That's what these kids call it now. Where it goes from the like the
I know. You look like you're I'm not gonna make fun of anyone. I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll
just say people from the hills.
Yeah, we'll leave it that alone. But you know what? I gotta say though, they make the best butter anybody could ever imagine. Best butter ever. It's good. It's good.
Nice
Anyways,
saying that.
yes. Like I said, APT is sitting up against that resistance, but it did pierce this a couple of times, and we're putting in higher highs on the weekly. So I do see us potentially.
Give me a zoom out on that map. And let's look at the longer term, or not the longer term, but the whole chart here. How old are they anyway?
Yeah, they're actually.
Well, I guess that's when Binance started covering them, so I don't know when they started.
Yeah, so I guess I would have to go. Let me pull up.
I think you got to do that thing where you turn the fill on your candles again, so we can see it on the screen better.
Oh yes, I will. I'll do that. Give me 1 second. Who would you think CoinGecko would have them?
Yeah, or you're just regular trading view. I think you were looking at Binance there, weren't you?
Yeah, I was looking at Binance, but is that when Binance started covering them, or because what I'm trying to say?
I don't know. I've heard that sometimes they have access to data and can backfill the data from when they started trading, and sometimes the data only starts when they start covering them. I don't know, because sometimes they start following them and you can look at the chart, but you can't trade them. Sometimes it doesn't even exist at all. You never know. So I don't know when it started, but I'm sure somewhere out.
That guy, who was it?
Anyway, next after you can move on after APT, because King Kaching says, "What about SteamX?" Been a couple of weeks since that was looked at.
Yeah, and what was the chart?
Oh, I can't remember that.
SteamX.
The question is, are you looking at the real one, or are you looking at? Oh, if it's on an exchange, I guess it would be. Kaching, which one is it? What's it paired with? And what's the one that you watch?
Yeah. SteamX. So
hopefully he's watching this live, not 10 minutes in arrears.
This is BNB paired, BNB on PancakeSwap, Crypto.com, Spot Crypto.
Well, while we're figuring that out, let me do a quick social media break here, everybody. I'd like to go in and thank everybody that's watching on the great LinkedIn. Thanks for tuning in over there. We get a great crowd on LinkedIn over time, especially as it gets later in the week. People get bored at work, and they want and they don't want to do their own work, and they're tired of those Teams meetings and endless Zooms and all this type of stuff, and they want to do something else. So when we're in the afternoons, we get a little bit better crowd on LinkedIn. Thank you, everybody, for watching over there.
Hit that like button too.
Yes, and hit that like button or some thumbs or claps or whatever it is over there. But please give us a comment on LinkedIn. And for those of our Twitch viewers, we usually have a Crypto Mike watching on Twitch, but he is nowhere to be found today. That's it. We're going to have to fire him. And we did have someone watch us on Kick, and that's like only about once a week we get someone in there, probably just scrolling through the Kick browse thing and saying, What? These aren't cam girls and hula hoop girls and feet people. What are they doing over here? I saw that once on one of these streaming things. I'm like, what the F is that? I mean, come on, man. Girls making a ton of money, though. Jeez, these guys are throwing money at her to feed people.
Dude, it's real. It's real. Like,
here we struggle every day on our real life and on the online and stuff like that. We talk to all you chumbalones out there. And, the income is like this. And some girl showing her feet on the internet. And come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Right? Like,
Millions. Driving a Lambo. That's when they do when Lambo. Oh.
When Lambo, dude. I don't get it. I just don't. Honestly, I don't think I will ever. Well, honestly, yeah, I get it. Because dudes are weird. I mean, we'll leave that one alone. You know what to put it, though? You know what we could do? There needs to become a new way for men to be attractive besides slaving away and become a millionaire. You know what I mean? Because, because you see these guys, right? Like, all these other guys who are good looking and stuff like that, and they don't sit there. They don't make there's not a huge market for them for good looking guys. It's only if you're a millionaire and you come online, because that's how you do it. Or if you're really good at asking questions. That was the other one. We got to become better at asking questions instead of interrupting people.
Chuck says, all right, let's get some views. Who's going to start showing them?
Trust me, you do not. I am.
Nah. We've already talked about it too much.
Too much. I know, dude. Bro. Anyways, okay, Steam. I believe this is it. Let me know if this is tomatoes, right? Tomatoes.
No, mine are nice, man. I keep care of them. They're all good.
Mine ain't the best.
I don't use them much. All I do is sit on my ass.
About Stream Mag's been a couple of weeks. All right, let's see. We could, and while I'm waiting, I'm gonna check out Kaz.
It looks like some people got dropped a commercial here now, so
oh yeah,
YouTube started doing this thing where it auto inserts stuff in there, so we'll wait for the ad.
So
at least I got it. I don't know
if
any of you just got ads in your stream automatically. Just let me know, because I'm trying to get a handle on YouTube's new system.
Well, I think that's a good thing, because that means if they're putting in advertisements, that means that we're worth literally getting. There's enough people watching where they want to put advertisements in.
I'll tell you exactly what we're worth, Pedro, and all of you out there knowing the viewer count. We're worth about 7 cents per 1,000 views, if you think of it that way.
That's it. Oh.
7 cents.
Actually,
per
7 cents is not bad.
No, it's high. It's high. Like the random BS is like 2 and 3 cents, but things in the financial side are more. Look who we got! Look who we got in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Crypto Mike in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Watching from Manitoba. Thanks for watching, Mike. Join the discussion. Feel free to inject whatever craziness you want. It's already been a crazy Thursday afternoon.
Alrighty. Let me bring in real quick a little bit what Kaz is doing. So we did see a nice little sell-off. We came down into that 11-cent mark area here. It is showing a little weakness here. Even with a lot of the buys that we have coming in, we're already starting to see buyers kind of step out. So I do expect to see a nice little sell-off. People might sell off a little bit. Like I said, I am looking at that 7-cent mark area here. It isn't a bad area.
What time frame is this here?
Oh, this is the daily time frame.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the daily
what
chart.
And what date is right here? When did this start booming?
This was about November, the end of November, or excuse me, the beginning of November.
Now, see, I'm going to go off a little tangent here. This is the problem with our industry. What happens in November to most of us here as we get broke right around November because the holidays are starting. You're buying presents, like especially if you have kids like me, you get broke, and you tend to withdraw, from banks and savings and things like that to pay for things. And this is when the markets start going crazy. In 2021, it went up pretty decently. 22 was like, all right. But in 2017, that's when it went nuts. Why in November? It's when the rest of us are like, I wish I could have taken money. Sorry, kids. I wish I could have taken your Xmas money and put it in the market. And now I would have 4 times as much Christmas money for you. But no, I took it out instead and didn't get the benefit of it. What is so special about November?
Well, it's important because we also saw another rally back here. I mean, this was in November. This was in November 2022. And look, I mean, CAS went from, it almost took off a 0. I mean, it was literally, you can see it was at 01-ish area here. And then, I mean, 201 and it went to 209 here. So, I mean, actually, it went to 1 cent here last year. So that, and then let's in October, or when was this? This is in March. CAS went. That's actually a really good point. It'd almost be smart to sit there and tell the kids, hey, here's something for you. Do you want a December on time holiday, but you only get a certain amount, or do you want a January or February Christmas?
Right.
But
I know
that
would be so awesome. I'm the kids are kind of come visit me to go skiing in Quebec early next year, and so that's they gotta fly. So you're buying this stuff now. But I'm like, to get the cheap fares. I'm like, I could have saved.
You know what? I just, from next year, just plan for it. Be like, during the summertime, put in, $200-300 a month away on the side, and then, put it in. I mean, listen, there are a lot of people who do seasonal trading, and they are millionaires off of seasonal trading. So it's one of those things to be paying attention to, especially if you're sitting there and you're like, you know what? I know, because we've seen this enough times. You go back enough times in the actual markets, and you can sit there and see it. So I would just say, look, on a side note, you don't need to put the whole entire nuts. Put $300 or $400 in that, a little bit in October, because we always know the markets kind of sell off in October. October is always kind of a bad month historically, right? And then during next year, November, what are we going to have? We're going to have the elections, and most of the time there is a nice little sell-off during elections too. So something to be paying attention to. Go back and look at Bitcoin and see, did we drop during the elections, or did
Carmen says, how about doing a little holiday beards or holiday glitter beards? Carmen, my house is a no glitter zone. You know what glitter does to your CPU here and other I have a million electronics. I've got here, not so much, only 4 or 5 monitors. But in Chicago, I've got at any one time 9 going, TVs and monitors. And glitter kills those MFers faster than you can believe. Just
Really?
Sucks it a little bit in and gets on the wrong diode and done. So anti-glitter zone here. God forbid I get one of those Mark Robert glitter bombs or something like that. All my electronics would be toast.
Man, that is so good to know, man. In case if I ever have a little girl and she wants to play with glitter, I'll be like,
nope, no glitter. And when we get cards with glitter on them, I literally I pull it out of the thing, and I'm like, I just walk right over to the trash, read the card over the trash, dump it in. It's just, last thing you want is glitter in your electronics, or B, on your face, so you look like you got home from a strip club, right? Where were you today? No, we got a Christmas card. I'm getting the rolling pin out, honey. Whap, 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 whap.
Pretty much, man. You got to save yourself, man.
Not that I've ever been to one of those places. No. What you talking about?
So, yeah. Shiba Inu. Shibaroo.
Let's talk SHIB.
Let's talk SHIB here. Hey, speaking of SHIB, when are we going on Mr. Zach Humphreys' show? Shout out to Zach Humphreys. What's up, bud? Hope you're doing well. Here we go. So you can see here we did a decent sell-off. We're starting to see it kind of rally up here. It's got to come back and test this 8 period. And I'm pretty positive we're probably going to see a sell-off here just because we're seeing volume kind of drop off. Whereas during the red moments, we did see larger or pretty decent volume when it comes to sell-off. So I don't know. One of those things that I am looking at to see is how's it responding in between this ping ponging effect, right?
Yeah.
We have that 89 and we have that 80, or we have the 8 and 89 sitting in between this ping pong effect with a supply zone. To me, I do like to see it go down a little bit further, but we'll find out what happens here. If we do see a nice little if we do see a nice little Santa Claus rally, expect us to come deeper into the supply zone. If not, a decent sell-off down. If we don't get above if we don't put in a higher high here, expect a decent sell-off back down to our lower levels that I've been talking about.
I don't know. Zach is obviously very high on SHIB and the whole thing, but I've just started following it when I got to know Zach, and I don't know it that well. I don't know the community that well, but from watching other projects go through this same phase where they're basically down 90%, and then they start having a resurgence. They've done one of two things: either finally develop something and it's producing income, or burning the token, or something like that. It's causing the old price and supply equation to change. Or people are like, all right, now I've got a little extra cash, so I'm dollar cost averaging, and I'm increasing my position, so it's buying going on. And I hate to say it, but I mean, there's so many wallets underwater now in SHIB that a lot of it's just dollar cost averaging, which is fine. Dollar cost average, pump the price a little bit and bring your average cost down. It's good, but as long as it has a future. If it doesn't have a future, you're not DCAing. You're just flushing.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Everyone needs to remember there's a difference between DCA, dollar cost averaging, and flushing the toilet. There's a big difference.
You want to make sure that there's real, like when you saw Pepe, right? Pepe basically went from were they fair launch? Was Pepe a fair launch?
Well, it was fair launch. Yeah, there's no pre-sale. I don't think it was fair launched at a extremely low liquidity rate, but there's a whole bunch of wallets with a ton of.
Then it went to $1 billion. Yeah, but it went to $1 billion.
Yeah,
right.
What
was it? It was
that's what we need to do. We need to go over what is it? Bonk on what are they on base? It's up 1,000% or something. Is that what it is? Bonk?
I don't know. It's like I actually have a friend of mine who literally goes through and he scours the internet. Anything that's popping, anything. He's in 50 different, and he literally sits there and he plays the degen. Right, and the guy's doing extremely. So he's always, hey, get in. But because I'm not good at switching wallets, I'm not good at going here to there to there. It just, you got to create a new wallet for every one of these new plays, and it takes me a long time to sit there and write down the password.
Meme coin mania isn't slowing down. Oh, that's from December 4th. Let's.
Well, it was only 10 days ago.
Yeah, but in Bonkland, that was 100% ago.
200%.
Market cap tops $1 billion. Here we go. Bonk continues at a recent boom with a 64% surge on the day, landing the meme-friendly 69 spot on CoinGecko's market rating. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Solana based. Oh, it's Solana, not base. Solana-based meme coin Bonk solidified its meme status Thursday morning, landing yada yada. Market cap surged of $1 billion. Bonk is booming again as it has over the past, popping 64% over the past 24 hours to set another all-time high. The price for Solana token jumped as high as 17 zeros and 17, and now it was listed on Coinbase. Well, there you go. Get in on that volume. It's 75% rise the past 7 days, up 791% over 30 days. And of course, it's the I guess they say it's the, I don't know if it's the fourth, but now it's maybe the third dog dog token up in the top up there. Oh, biggest
go,
gainer
right
in the
here.
top 100 currencies over the past day. I'm trying to find out where it says how much it's up.
We have it right here for Bonk. So they started back in January of last year. And they skyrocketed.
Motherfuckers.
Dude. So I'm sorry not to laugh. It just, yeah, it looks like this was a fair launch with nothing. Skyrockets for whatever reason. It goes sideways for a full year almost. Look at this.
Yeah,
It's
not
like,
just sideways, but just slowly pissing it away here, just kind of going down. And then
it
right in
goes
here,
from,
someone says, "All right, guys, we've got all the big wallets have finally sold out. We've accumulated what we wanted. Let's turn this around." And somehow, I don't know what it is. If anyone watching has any idea, like here we're the
what
experts. We
happened
should
here?
know. We should be up here saying, "Well, it did this because of A, B, C, and D." We're like this. What? I don't know.
Well,
More bourbon.
I think a friend of mine did get in at these levels here because back in October he was telling me about it, and I was just like, all right, cool. And I know it was like towards in the beginning of October, so we're probably talking like around here. He was telling me about it. He was looking at it.
You
And
got that right, Mike. It was popular.
yeah. And just sure enough, man, look, he's still in it. I know that he's still in it. He's a nut.
Oh, I finally I got an idea.
So what is this? This is, how much is that? How many zeros? I can't even see how many zeros that is. Okay, 1, 2, 3 zeros. Are you serious? Yeah, this is done. Yeah, it's almost 1000x. Yeah. So I don't know how much money he put in, but he put decent. So he's probably got a good bag here. Real good bag off of this. Hit me up the other day on Bonk. I was like, hey man, I don't know. Like, it's just one of those things that, does Bonk have a utility? I want whatever I'm in, I want it to have a utility. Like, that's my biggest key, right? Like, because here's the thing. At any point in time, this meme coin can go from $1 billion, $1 billion meme coin, and all of a sudden they pull liquidity and I have no money here. Whereas if they're actually putting in real substantial, what's the word I want to use, work into it, right? Like, at least Shiba they have their own blockchain, they have their own system, they have a whole entire meme system within their system, right? So it's like they're actually building. Here, I don't, are these guys building? What are they building? I don't know. I actually could find out here through the news.
All right, we got Space Cat joining us. Space Cat, what did I miss? Oh wait, let me run I think I got a sound effect for you, Space Cat.
There we go.
I hope everyone could hear that.
Yes, I heard it. Yes. And not that I'm everybody. Forgive me for that. And if you can, please hit the like button if you don't mind. We'd appreciate that like and subscribe button. And if you will, and if you're willing to put it out there, hit the share button as well. That would help us quite a bit. Now, this is where what's interesting. I do look at Bonk here. Is that
I don't think they heard that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay. It's interesting is somebody here at these levels right here, when they were basically still going sideways, put in some big money. This was decent. Well, what's money, right? Big money when I say that. Volume. What is this? Right?
Hold on, I'm gonna try this for
volume.
Space again here. Nope, I don't think they're getting it. Ah, Space Cat, I played the Star Trek theme for you. If you heard it, let me know. Like I said earlier, I've redid my audio routing to try to eliminate issues, which I mostly have. Seemingly, I've been able to hear Pedro the whole day.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, nope.
Moving on up. Yeah, baby. Get it.
All right, I'm gonna try it one more time. Nope. Oh well, we tried.
Now, bonk news. Bonk 52.
Let's see.
Bonk
Table
gains.
D.
What does bonk do about bonk? Here's where we can learn a little bit about bonk. So I just came here to market
Oh, it's A4.
coin market cap here. So according to the one pager, bonk is the first dog themed coin on Solana. For the people, by the people, with 50% of the total supply of the cryptocurrency airdrop to the Solana community. Bonk is similar to Shiba Inu and Dogecoin meme coins. So basically nothing. It was launched on December 25th, 2022 and led to an increase in the price of the Solana token, a rise of 34% in 48 hours. Trading began on December 30th, 2022.
That's just not fair. It's not fair. It's no utility. It's got nothing. It's got nothing except
We don't
the name
know. Wait.
bonk.
Bonk. Wait, give me the main goal of the team is to bring back liquidity to Solana-based decentralized exchanges, DEXs. The idea
Well, it
of the
worked.
developer was to create a full-fledged community coin that will be used across all the dApps, but on Solana. And each user will have the opportunity to become part of the ecosystem where everyone gets a fair shot. Bonk was airdropped randomly to Solana NFT collectors, developers, and artists. Other airdrop details remain unknown. Currently, the project has a small digital footprint on the internet, except for an active Twitter account. Okay, so you guys have seen it here. Look, they
all right. Well, we'll pay attention to bonk and see if it gets another 10x over the week. Anyway, Space, I think I finally got it this time. I've been giving everyone sound effects when they come on today. I got to get one for Chuck Jansen and Carmen Crypto, but you should be able to get this one.
Space, the final frontier.
There we go. You should have heard that one.
There we are. Look at that, Space Cat. We got you, brother. We got you. Oh, yeah. Doom, 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 doom.
Once again, I take a quick break, talk about the social media. Everyone watching on YouTube, really appreciate it. So far today, we've had almost 30 people tune in. That's been that's pretty good for us in the afternoon here. That's on YouTube. Thank you very much. On LinkedIn, we've had a total of about 25 tune in at one point or another. Usually we get longer views on LinkedIn, but today they've been shorter. I guess the topic has not been what they're looking for. The days we have interviews, the LinkedIn views are really good because the people spread it on their social media that they're going to be on the show and stuff like that. So I appreciate that. And as always, everyone that's watching, even if you've already commented, YouTube does this thing where they measure the chat rate. Just put anything in the chat right now just to spur it on and make it look like we are actually having a real conversation.
But we really are.
We actually are. Yes.
I actually want to go back to the Ledger attack.
Sure.
That drained. And so this is actually, so I was looking at this, and I thought it was a much bigger hack than what it was. But it looks like it's a Ledger attacker drains at least $484,000, right? And so the hacker behind the attack on Ledger connector library had stolen at least $448,000, according to the blockchain Analyst platform Look on Chain. Ledger has not yet confirmed the figures, but the impact of the security breach could be in the hundreds of thousands, according to the company. Now, the reason why I want to bring this up, because like we've seen some pretty big hacks, like something of this
Yeah.
magnitude. We've seen at a point where it's literally hacked. I mean, hundreds of millions, not hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions, and or at least 10 or 20 million. So I have to admit that this right here, even though it's bad and it's sad to see people's money get hacked, but the reality is this: is that that's not bad. You know, that shows that within the actual ecosystem of crypto, that we're actually self-regulating, and it's getting better, and projects are out there really doing a good job with really trying to protect. I mean, last year during this period, there was one every week, one every 2 weeks, and on top of that, rug pulls were as common as breathing. So it was, I want to say that it's been pretty awesome to sit there and see us really kind of come together and kind of start to fill in holes that need to be. You know, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Hold on, I dropped my ear monitor out while you're talking there. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's all right.
Well, I was putting everyone's. The best way to describe it, my earphone runs out of my microphone, and I just yanked it out with my hand. I was struggling to put it back in when you were talking.
Oh, no worries. So I was just saying that the idea behind what is going on within our market is really awesome, simply because it's you know, the wild west of DeFi is getting better. We're not seeing things. The gym, the Space Cat, just had third commercial. Wow, that's actually not bad. The fact is that we actually you guys are having commercials, shows that potentially, you know, we could be very much moving up, and they might be starting to blast us out there to other customers, or not the customers.
Hey, it's growing,
other
slowly
viewers.
growing here.
Yeah, slowly but surely. But I want to bring this up because from an actual standpoint of crypto, we're seeing a decent amount of real what's the word I want to use?
Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
Taparoo.
Get a little crazy with this.
I actually like the whenever we start saying tap, like just tap it in. Just tap. There we go. Pull up. Bing, ding.
Just tap it in.
Tap it in.
Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
Little tappy tap. I love it, bro. What I'm saying though is this: is that when it comes down to it, we're seeing real innovation, and we're seeing our sector really police itself.
Yeah.
And whereas the U.S. government wants to sit there and come and regulate everything, you can see it's not. They don't necessarily need to. We're actually doing a fairly good job at what we need to do and keeping ourselves pretty on point. So I love that. I just absolutely love the fact that we're not seeing $1 million, $10 million, $20 million hacks. We're not seeing, you know, everybody's becoming much more aware of rug pulls and liquidity. You know, just and I love it. I think it's beautiful.
I think the overreach from the government is still continuing. In fact, I was just reading an article about the Treasury Department, and not just Mrs. The nice, sweet grandma pie baking Mrs. Yellen, but one of her deputies is the one testifying in front of Congress, saying that they need all these draconian controls on crypto, basically making crypto illegal. I didn't save it. Oh wait, here. Let me bring it up. This is really good. I did save it because I retweeted it. This is my. If you recall, I talked periodically about the rule. How are they gonna enforce all these rules against 12-year-olds? Because 12-year-olds aren't legally able to. They're not really anybody in the eyes of the law. And so how is the Treasury Department and the federal government going to insist that these 12-year-olds are financial institutions? Let me see if I can bring up my screen here.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is what I want to bring while you're doing that. So a lot of people who are buying Bitcoin and crypto is coming equally from the East and West. It's no longer like it was more from like China and places like that, but it's both ends. So it's like they're and the average age, like I said, I mean, you do have kids who understand the blockchain and can go in there and purchase bong, right? Like, you know that they're going through. They're gonna sooner or later we're gonna see where some kid is a multi billionaire because he bought a few meme coins, you know, and all of a sudden, and his parents are like, what?
So this guy here, I'm not putting anyone's kids on Twitter that aren't already on Twitter. This guy posted, he's talking about, this guy's name is Freddie New. I'm going to read this real quickly. Dear Senator Warren, I wish I didn't have to repost this, but it's pinned for a reason. My kids and I built a Raspberry Pi as a computer science project. We run it as a Bitcoin node for fun and educational purposes. Under your proposals, my kids are therefore classified as a money service business. This is absurd. I write as a lawyer and firmly believe that laws should be good, fair, and just, not absurd. It's crucial that lawmakers try to understand the nature of things they are trying to regulate, whether financial services or Bitcoin. You cannot stop children flipping a coin at home or building a single computer for fun. Remember, if you get enough support, you could pass a law banning gravity, but people would still fall downstairs. And this is his post here. He says, Senator Warren, these are my daughters flipping a coin to generate a 256-digit binary number, which we convert into hexadecimals and then use to generate a Bitcoin private key and created a wallet. No KYC was ever done or ever will be required for this. And that's a great example. It's a classic example. And the comments are just awesome under here. just awesome. And so children, literally, there's the example I always use is the 12-year-old, maybe he's 13, whatever, that created a smart contract, made a token, transferred money around, and in the state of New York, he would be qualified as a money transmitter and required to have a compliance department. But people that start their own business, if you can do something on your own, like just by going to a GitHub, copy, paste, launch, that doesn't mean you need to be a full-fledged business with a compliance department to just do something simple like move value or move money around. You're not a money transmitter if you're just a 12-year-old. And, if you're a big, complicated business, that's one thing. But if you're a 12-year-old, 12-year-olds can do this. My son was God damn it. See? I did it again. I pulled it out. My son was built Raspberry Pis when he was younger. He could have made a Bitcoin node on it. He could have done one when he was 12 or 13, probably. Drives me crazy, but this is a great example. It's teaching the kids flipping coins to generate a random number.
I love it. It's interesting to see actually so one of our favorite guys, and I was gonna actually talk about this as well, as an actual market. Where is it at? Because I think we talked about this off. Where is it? Where's Luna?
Are you too good for your home?
Are you too good for your home?
Go to your home. For those of you that have never watched Happy Gilmore, since Pedro and I use lines from it a lot. Price is wrong, Bob.
Bob's. Yes.
You'll have to go watch it. It's really funny.
Great.
You gotta watch it like six times.
Yes, it's one of those ones that you can watch like Mighty Python and the Search for the Golden Grail, or Search for the Golden Grail. Dude, there's like
Bring out your dad.
Dude, I still catch. I've probably seen it 100 times, and I still catch new stuff, bro. It's like I'm like, oh look, and I just never caught it. Like,
what is the airspeed of an unladen swallow?
It's just.
What's funny is I thought that was quite funny, but I didn't really get it when he says, well, you have to know these things to be king, because the first copy of Holy Grail I had was slightly edited, and at the beginning of the movie, it talks up. One of the guys from the castle says they start arguing about the African or European swallows. And the version I had, that part was cut out. So it didn't make as much sense to me. And then later on, I saw like the original full version. And I was like, oh, now that's how he knows what the weight of an unladen swallow is. Yes, ka-ching.
Oh, yeah. Was that when
clacking the coconuts together.
Yes, I'm trying to remember. See, these kids will, and the thing is, I don't think these kids will ever know. Like, if I sit down a 10-year-old kid, 12-year-old kid, and go, watch this. There's just not enough killing. There's not enough murder. There's not enough, like, explosions and superheroes.
But I'm not dead yet.
It's a merely flesh wound.
or,
You have
or
no
what-
arms. You're bleeding on. What are you gonna do? Bleed on me?
Coward.
Coward! Come back here.
Or when they weigh the witch compared to the duck, and she weighs the same as a duck.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you got me." Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming
Yeah.
to the later stages of the show. Pedro and I are obviously still looking at charts. If you got anything that you would like us to review and talk about without getting too sidetracked on this Thursday, please let us know.
So speaking of Do Kwon, the search for him is picking up in Singapore. They're gonna find this dude. Like it's about
Do
to get
Kwon.
nuts for him.
Do Kwon.
Yeah.
Which one is Do Kwon?
This for Luna, remember?
Oh,
We're not
Luna.
talking
Isn't
about-
he in Montenegro? Isn't it where they got him?
Did they catch him? I was just reading through. No, they're trying to find. Where is it at? I just
Oh,
saw it
maybe
here.
there's a couple. No,
I thought it was somebody else.
yeah, no. There's two guys. There's There's Luna, and then there's the other guy. Man, we're just on top of it today, ladies and gentlemen. This is the quality of the content you get from DYOR Live.
Quality. Integrity Coin on BS is starting to move up.
Integrity Coin.
Let's go check it out.
You know, Space Cat, I think you're involved with that Max Chain group, aren't you? Pedro and I were talking about that yesterday, trying to maybe get the Max Chain people to come on the show and talk about what they're doing. And it's one I don't know if any of them are doxxed. We only really like to have people on here that are doxxed. Let us know if you know anything about that.
We are seeing
Integrity Coin. Is that? Wait. That must be a I don't think that can be the regular.
No, maybe not.
That was a
try this.
rug pull integrity. No, they're all doxxed. Oh, good. Let's reach out to them and
Is this it? Is
have
this the
them
actual?
on the show. Yeah, Space Cat. Which Pedro's not familiar with integrity, and neither am I. I don't know which pair to look at. I mean, obviously we pulled one up. That was a rug pull.
Definitely, but that rug pull was actually running up. So I mean, go figure, dude. That was the other part. Is like I think originally when we started seeing Shiba Inu skyrocket, honestly, I really think partially that it was one of those things that they were trying to rug it, but then they thought, man, we got a really good community here. Like it'd be silly. Let's actually try to do something with this. Like, because it was rugged twice, wasn't it? And then, like, integrity.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mike. That's exactly right. You know, I say I do this to educate and entertain the viewers. I tell you what, I like to be educated and entertained just as much, and I enjoy the entertaining part. There's nothing worse than watching these effing videos where they have good guests on, and the people are like this. Well, what do you think about, we're really excited to be talking about Bitcoin and Kaz here. What do you think about it there, Jim? And then Jim talks for 30 minutes. Wah, 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 wah. Well, that's great. And then they get 50,000 effing views. I mean, come on, YouTube. Like, I don't know if you've seen my tweets. Some of you have, but some of my tweets where we finish a show and it says you have two views and 9 likes, and you're like, come on, man. You know, I actually complained to YouTube about it, and YouTube wrote back to me, if you can believe it. And they said, well, sorry, that these things happen. We have to verify views and all that. And I said, yeah, except the problem is that when you do a nice quality show and then it gets done and you have like 25 viewers, and then it says you have 2, when people are scrolling through and they show it's an hour long and you only had 2 viewers, that's an instant, they're like, nah, it probably wasn't a good show, so they scroll by it. But if they see that there was decent viewership, they'll click over it too. And so I get all these emails saying, hey, we're doing a better job to help you creators, but they really screw you on these views. They're so worried about bot views that they ruin your regular views. And I mean, if any of you guys are bots, good job, because that means the bots, the what's it called, the Turing effect, when you have to determine if a human's a bot. Now, Space Cat's, I'm going to say, yes, he's a bot. No, Space Cat's responding to familiar with the Max Chain group.
Yes, I am. No, they are not. Yes, so they are docs. All right, so I'm looking. I really can't find integrity right now for their. Send me the
Yeah, drop a
Send me
link.
the chart. Yeah, send me a lot.
Now,
I won't
Mike
even say
says he's a bot, so we believe that. He's a veteran. He's probably got bionics in him and all this type of stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. All right, so I'm looking. I'm pulling this, but integrity. I think this might be it. It's based off of Bitcoin here, or not Bitcoin. It's based off of BSC. So yeah, it's got some room to rally. I mean, at least hopefully I'm looking at the right chart here, but we can see here that it's actually starting to rally from this point on. Okay, volume. It's not bad. I would like to see more. You can see here you had a ton of volume sitting right here, but this is the inception. But this, I mean, it looks like there's some buying going on. I mean, when Bitcoin and when the market starts to rally, you can have a rug pull and you can still go up, because it's tied to a coin that is actually doing decent, So it's one of those things that you could definitely see. Yeah, they have something big coming out in January, supposedly. So I think people are reacting to that. There you go. Yeah, it's. I think. Let me know if I have the correct chart up here. Space Cat. I'd appreciate that. But ultimately, I think when I look at Luna, and the reason I want to bring Luna up here again is Luna's starting to find support here. And again, this was a dead coin, but was brought back to life literally because of the community. No, literally, just again, the market's starting to rally. It pushed up. It's starting to come back down. Those who are looking to get in on this right here, I would say, you can see how this 8-period moving average down here at that 30112 area-ish is a decent area. And you can see on the daily chart that that's also where we have that 50-period moving average sitting around. So it's these are decent buybacks, areas that you could probably get in on at a slower rate. But I'm just shocked only in crypto where a company was completely just rugged, taken, and just jacked. Look, that community is fighting back, and I just think that's amazing. I think it's cool. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
I think they just have a big community. I've been watching this. I mean, people have made they still have good liquidity in there, which is amazing. And so the people that, well, I used my nice little thing here. The people right in here, they said, let's just throw a few bucks in here. Say you threw 10 grand in there. I don't have 10 grand to throw in there, but just say you did. Christmas is going to be really nice now. I mean, how many X's is that from here to like in here somewhere?
Yeah. It's a decent amount, man.
It's only going to be 2 seconds before I draw a penis here. Accidentally.
Okay.
Accidentally.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it looks one. Yeah, it took off a 0, man. Literally took off a 0. It 10x. 10x'd it. And that's a testament to literally the tenaciousness of the community and just buying and holding onto their bags and getting more, just developing the community. And here's the thing. They still have access to a lot of the technology. They could still very much play off of it. And, see, I mean, I know that they talked about doing a blockchain and a few other things. So it's real interesting to see where they're sitting now, and I wonder who the CEO of it now is. Do we know?
I gotta think that the organization is disbanded. I gotta think it's just free trading out there. I mean, gotta think about that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of our show here. Pedro and I have been on long enough here. Pedro, we've been talking an hour and a half today. It's unbelievable
really?
how fast this goes. I know. It's
wow, man. That's
I know.
impressive. Like,
We even started on time today. We started right.
Yes.
I like to start about 5 minutes after the hour. We started on time. We got all the way through it without any scandals or anything like that. If any of you people out there watching got any last thing to say, to comment on, just send it right up there. But other than that, Pedro and I got to get going. Specifically, I got to get going. I'm sure Pedro could go up here and run charts for the next couple hours.
I like it. Maybe one day we'll just pick a day where it's just me and Tom, and we're just sitting there and we're just running. We're running charts. That's it. You just say, hey, this is day where we're just gonna run charts, and me just do some TA all day and leave it at that. Well, I don't know, like, once a month we can set something up like that.
Chuck says, how difficult is it to make some little YouTube shorts? It's actually quite difficult. I mean, you can make quick, easy, crappy ones real fast on it and stuff like that. But it doesn't drive viewership. I might get some more subscribers out of it, but you could do. I mean, our YouTube channel here earns us about $1 a month. We're averaging now, maybe $1.50. Yeah.
Moving on.
This month may be the record at maybe $2 or something like that, because our numbers are getting better. But and that's just with the views you have. In order to make any money on shorts, you have to get millions of views, millions of views, and I'm just not into it yet. I need to. Tom wants his Timmy's. Yeah, for you non-Canadians, that's coffee. And Chuck says, "Yeah, big money. It's like mining. It's like having your mining rig in your garage. Now that there's groups out there spending $1 billion mining miners, you're like, yes, I got some 8 cents. Woo!" It's just the YouTube shorts are. I'm gonna try and do them to see if I can generate more subscribers. Our subscriber base. I got my YouTube thing. My first year of doing this, 1,000 subscribers. Second year of doing this, I got another 1,000 subscribers. Third year of doing this, I got 9. 9. Net. It's a net thing. For as many, you lost a bunch and then you gained some, but 9. First year net 1,000. Second year net another 1,000, so for 2,000. Third year net 9.
How's that possible? It don't even make sense to me.
Yeah, 9. I don't know how. Yeah. Chuck says, mining my LTC for heat. Exactly.
Likely. I it's weird because I see here right now we're sitting at 2,400, right? Or 2,200. So you're telling me I just might be bad luck for you, man. You know what I'm saying? But what about engagement? How's our engagement?
Our engagement in year 1 was crazy because that's when I was broadcasting the DYOR project Super Pump. So one day during that I had 31,000 viewers, but before I was monetized, so I didn't benefit from it at all.
Oh my goodness!
Literally, I had 31,000 viewers, and I made the mistake of we put on the DYOR webpage. For people finding us from CoinMarketCap, we put the embed of the live stream that I was just doing 24 hours a day with the other guys, and explaining what was going on, and we were just pumped up to like crazy numbers, and but I didn't use the YouTube embed. I used my Vimeo content delivery system embed, and I didn't get any credit for the YouTube. I just pay for it, so it actually cost me money. But if I was on YouTube, the embed, it would have instantly monetized us back then for YouTube, and then I would have made a bunch of money. But instead, I screwed it up. And Chuck says that was a crazy day. It really was a crazy day. It was a crazy week. In 1 week, that was back when CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap meant something because the FOMO was so great, and we hit CoinGecko. I was actually on the air with Ethan, guy from the team. And I don't bring the old project up much because I don't like to overlap the current sponsor base with an old token and stuff. But as they say, I don't say I'm involved so much with that in the cross promotion. But at least tell fun stories. The fun story was Ethan and I are talking about the pump from CoinGecko, and it was great. Our bags went from this is something that you invest very little in, and it goes crazy. And then on the air. We got CoinMarketCap, and all of a sudden that green candle's like bam, 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 bam. and it like 6x'd in like 4 minutes. And
Wow.
and we had 3 projects at one time. The DYOR token, and then 2 other ones that I'm not going to mention because they're ultimately run by scammers. But they were the top 3 in the coin market caps trending for a day and a half. And so, as you might suspect, the pumpage was outrageous. It was outrageous. Anyway, I'm not going to talk more about that now. But I didn't. I clicked on the wrong one there, Mike. You put that up there right when I was clicking on Carmen's Chumbalone. Yep. But yes, Mike, F that guy. F that guy. Oh, God. Didn't put that on. I'm going to have to blur that one out of the YouTube thing. Anyway, Pedro, I've had a good time today.
Absolutely.
Thanks for putting in the time and talking about everything. We had a great show today. I'll leave Pedro up there in the background. Great show today. I love it when we have interaction like this. Ended up with 35 viewers, it says here, at one point.
Nice.
I'm probably a couple of them. There's probably that means that there's 28 unique viewers or something like that. But thank you to everybody for watching. I really appreciate that. We had a good time. I had fun this afternoon, and we got a lot of good things talked about. We didn't have a guest today, but that's fun. That's also fun. We don't need to have a guest every day for this. But as always, I want to thank my sponsors, Audit Chain here. We didn't give the long pitch about them, but go to auditchain.finance and find out how Audit Chain is revolutionizing, or will be revolutionizing once they come out of beta, the world of SEC filings, as they can go in and audit Edgar filings and the ones in Europe also in minutes. It's things that take Deloitte and KPMG and EY and all those guys weeks to do. Audit Chain can do that in 5 minutes and come up with where the errors are and that type of stuff. It's amazing. It's a disruptor technology, as I say. And of course, thanks to Patrick Camuso at Camuso CPA for being a partner with our channel here. It's going to be tax time soon. It's the end of the tax year. We'll have Patrick on soon again to give you a few tax tips to get ready for the end of the year. And of course, down in the bottom there's a link there if you want to have in the United States a legal tax advisor and a specialist in crypto tax evaluate. You don't even have to pay him to get an evaluation. You can just get an evaluation, and they can direct you into a good plan to fix your taxes. That's Camuso CPA. So thanks to them for everything, and thanks to all of you for watching. Pedro, anything last before we go here?
Nope, just be safe out there this weekend. Are we going to be coming on tomorrow? Do you know?
Yeah, I got tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon again, Friday afternoon.
I love it. It says this plan on it.
All right, ladies and
You heard it
gentlemen.
here, guys.
We will be here tomorrow afternoon. Same bat channel, same bat time. So be there.